NBA teams are sitting out games. They walked out to protest what happened in Wisconsin. Coach, can you talk about overall what is going on in this country and what you think about that?
I was kind of blown away because that's a huge statement right there. When you're in the playoffs and you're competing for a championship, but you look at what's going on in this country right now and you're trying to make a difference and you walk out, and protest. I think that's huge, and I take my hat off to those guys. I think people are they're tired of what's going on in the country right now, and they're using their platforms to do something about it.
Yeah, the thing about it to me is you've made this statement. You walked out in the playoffs. If you go back and play, let's say on Sunday, does that really work? I mean, and Coach, you can speak to it. Is it better if you're going to protest and make a statement to say, we're done and we're not going back?
Well, I mean, I know where you're going with this, Fred, and I don't want to answer that because, I don't want to say that they don't have a right to compete for a world championship or nothing like that. But I think what they've done so far has gotten a lot of people's attention and people are talking about it. So they have brought awareness to the situation. It's always on our minds. It can't help but to be. And what happened with Jacob Blake, I just kind of got into it yesterday and sort of researching it. And it's just unbelievable that I don't know what the hell that officer could have been thinking to shoot a man 7 times in the back. I don't know.
No, there's no question about it. And yeah, I think the problem is you cannot change people's prejudice. You cannot change people's heart. If people are bigoted or prejudiced or racist, Coach, sadly, that's the country we live in.
And I know, and I understand that, and that's probably never going to change, to be honest with you, to an extent. But I think we can do more about it. I think there are enough good people in this country now. If they start speaking up and standing up for what's right, and putting the right people in the right positions, we can do something about it.
This has been quite the year. The loss of Kobe, the protests, the racial unrest, the murders, and COVID-19. Coach, you had COVID-19.
It's real, I can tell you that. We've 180,000 people. Even if you just took half of that, that's a lot of people that have died from this virus. There is no cure for this virus right now. And so I know we talk about, it's only killing 1% of the people that get it, but until you get it, you never really think that much about that 1%, And so, when I had it, there was some anxiety there, but my symptoms were mild, thank goodness. And I was very fortunate and blessed, but some people are not.
Given everything that's happened this year, and if it's a stupid question, I apologize. How can you even wrap your head around coaching football? How can you even put a football team together given everything that's happened this year?
Well, we've made our minds up there. We're going to compete for a world championship, and we're also going to compete for what's right in this country. And this is what we do. This is our job. So it's not as hard for us to wrap our minds around football. It's what we do. But at the same time, we are not going to say we're going to deal with this after the season. We've done that in the past. We have so many NFL players that don't vote, because that takes place in the middle of our season. And so, we're taking the time to educate ourselves on candidates and voter registration and education. And we've said we're going to keep talking about this police brutality and this systemic racism that's going on in our country.
If we look at the football team, and what has it been like in camp? I've seen Hard Knocks, and I know that guys were just itching to get going to do something because all they could do was walk for a good period of time. How has camp been different? How different has it been for you to evaluate players?
It's going to be extremely different this year because we don't have those 4 preseason games. And so we can try to put these guys in situations in practice as much as we can to evaluate them, but it's not like playing in games. But everybody's in the same boat. We're just going to have to figure it out and do the best we can.
All right, you've got a new quarterback this year. He's been on the squad. I assume that as we've gone through this, Justin Herbert would have a tougher time earning the job because really camp is so different. So is it safe to say Tyrod Taylor is the guy right now?
Well, right now, Tyrod Taylor, he's our starting quarterback, but we still have a few weeks left in camp. And I would never say that a backup can't beat out a starter in training camp because that's why we're here for competition. But Justin is doing a heck of a job of learning what we're doing. And he's a very intelligent young man, strong arm, great size and all that. But Tyrod Taylor is a genuine leader. His team looks up to him, respect him, and they see him as our starter right now, and so do I.
Okay, so he's the starter right now. What difference does he bring? What different skill set would he bring than Phillip Rivers brought, and how will the offense be different?
Well, the two totally different quarterbacks. Phillip is a classic pocket passer, strong arm, very sharp individual, great with the protection schemes and everything like that. Tyrod Taylor brings, he can throw from the pocket as well, but he brings movement. And you can do more things movement-wise to buy time to throw the ball down the field, may take some of the pressure off of the offensive line. And then a lot of times we can make the defense play 11 on 11.
COVID, worries during camp? I know you're tested every day. The players are tested every day. Have there been any issues?
No issues at all so far, knock on wood. Guys have done an outstanding job, outstanding job with the protocols and being patient with everything that's going on, because it is different, and it can be inconvenience at times, but I think guys are doing a heck of a job.
No fans in the stands, and here in California you won't have any. You may travel to some places where they can't have some fans in the stands. How do you view that? Should everybody be following the same thing? If nobody can have them, nobody has them?
Well, I thought if you wanted everything to be equal and no competitive advantages, we kind of thought that's what the league would do. But if they're not going to do it, it's okay. We got to go play the ball game, and fans in the stands, whether they're our fans or someone else's fans, it really doesn't matter. We don't play them. We're playing the guys that's on the football field, so we got to get the job done.
All right, I'll wrap it up with this. So I have been watching Hard Knocks, and I realized that you know how to grill pretty well. Now, you want to give us any of your recipes? Because in that first episode, you were down there, and that chicken looked awfully good, Coach.
I cook a few things, burnt ends, brisket, chicken, links, whatever. I love grilling. That's what I love doing in my pastime.
And I believe this is the first time in a while that your wife's actually been here during the season.
Yeah, she's 3 years. So she's a California girl now. She moved from New York, got here. She retired from her job. So she's loving the sunshine.
Great. Coach, thanks for taking some time. Really appreciate it today.
No problem, man. Take care.